Yeah, so I obviously have seen a lot of tier lists that people have made about the candidates. I think for the most part, a lot of it is just trying to create hype or trying to create sensationalism around it. Overall, I think it's actually pretty clear cut and dry in terms of what the realities are.
No, I'm playing candidates. It's not nice to to do this. Yeah, I will put myself to last one.
Yeah, I don't really want to rate myself. Other people can do that.
So pretty obvious that, of course, Fabi is a big favorite, like by all metrics you can use. So obviously he's very experienced. He qualified every candidate, often through multiple paths. He's managed to win one. He played Magnus even in the match. He did very well as well.
My favorites are Corona, obviously.
Favorite, in my opinion, is only one player.
And who's that?
Fabi, he has a lot of practice in this tournament, and of course he's favorite.
Just like last time, probably the old Americans are the favorites.
Obviously, there's Fabiano, there's myself.
Nakamura and Giri, I think, yeah.
Hikaru has quite high rating now, and also he has pretty good score with all participants combined, because he has a decent score with Fabi, and he has a fine score with me historically. Although our games, like also with Fabi, I guess they're like all very old, but still it matters actually.
I would probably put like Prague and Hikaru at very top contenders in general. Very good chances, as good chances as someone can get. It's obviously very tough for everyone else.
We got Prague as third favorite.
Prague, Naka.
I think like Prague, because he won so many tournaments last year, he has the ability to win top events. Hikaru also experience and good chances to win events in general, and belief in himself probably.
There's Pragnananta, I would say, in terms of favorites. You could maybe put Prague there as well, or not Prague, sorry. You could maybe put Sindarov there as well, but it's hard to judge. So I think the three favorites are clearly the three of us, between Fabi, myself, and Prague.
They both look very good. I think other players are also having a good shot. I mean, I won Vaikanzai tournament once, which is also a top tournament, very long, and Vei also did that, and Sindarov is on fire as well.
Then I will put myself.
Probably a pretty big drop-off after that. Where he is really good, but I don't think he's capable of winning enough games to win the candidates. So will be interesting to see.
I think Wei Yi also has a pretty decent chance to win.
Wei, Anish, probably like Anish a bit above Wei Yi, because maybe a bit more experience at this type of level, but very similar. And probably maybe Sindarov around the same, or maybe a little bit higher, because he's so on such a hot streak recently. So I would put him like maybe in between like the first and second list.
And then of course there's Anish. I'd also put him in that category as well. Very decent chance. Maybe with Anish, since I kind of forgot about him, maybe I would put him up in the favorites here actually. I think he could definitely win the tournament. I think if he comes in with great opening preparation, and he's very solid, he has real chance. He's going to be very hungry as well.
In my opinion, in this kind of tournament will be like, in general, two favorites is Fabi and Naka, and I believe like 5 decent chance, and I think like Matthias will be lowest chance. Like
Almost everyone, I think, maybe besides Blue Baum, have decent chances. Like Prague, Sipenko, Wei Yi, yeah, Sindarov.
Giri, then Wei also have like also decent chance, like Kelsey.
Sindarov, he's been playing very well recently. He's definitely improved. I think it was a matter of getting the invites. He clearly has had the level for a bit.
Probably put Yasipenko in I think he can do very well, but not huge chances to win.
I don't think big drop-off. There's necessarily either of the two players remaining belong there. I think that they're both very strong players. I actually feel like drop-off is kind of more insulting than unlikely to win. I wouldn't put anyone in that category, but in unlikely to win, I would put Esipenko and Blue Baum.
Of course, Esipenko and Blue Baum are less obvious. it's hard to call them favorites, but it's also reflected by the rating as well. So if they were to win, it will be a surprise.
Not so much because they aren't strong players. They're both very strong players in their own right. And Bluebaum, of course, had a very good tournament and taught us steel. But I just think that they're going to be facing a lot of pressure. If they're ever in a situation where they're at the top of the leaderboard, they're going to have a lot of thoughts creeping in their mind, both during the games and off the board as well. So I don't think either of them really has a chance to win. I could be proven wrong, but I think it's pretty clear cut and dry.
And then Bluebaum, maybe more in a spoiler role, but definitely dangerous to everyone, but probably not huge chances to win.
He's strong, obviously, but I just think that other players is a bit more experienced and a bit stronger.
No, he's a very good player. He can win, but he can win some games, of course, like when no one was waiting for him. But to win this tournament, it will be very hard.
What I would say as a caveat, though, is that really, if anybody gets hot, they could win. And that's why I'm not going to go and say, like, nobody can win or, these sorts of things, because as we've seen in past candidates, anything can happen in a given round. You get the right opponent in the right round, or, someone's having a bad tournament, they're off form. These do play a big role. And I think that's one of the reasons that I definitely put the four of us in that top tier, because we all have had experience. You kind of just have to play and see where the chips fall. So just, we'll see what happens, but I don't think anybody, I wouldn't be shocked if anybody wins.
I think for me, candidates is very random tournament, so I think everybody has same amount of chance. Probably just Bluebaum has a bit less than everyone, but I think all other are same amount of chance. So I think that's my tier list.
And as a bonus question, is there anybody that should have qualified but was a little bit unlucky to not be there?
Yeah, so this is the drama or the bait question.
Would have loved to see some more big names in the field, but then again, if you didn't qualify, you didn't qualify. But I think maybe this system should kind of account for somebody like Vincent, who was really close to qualifying a lot of times and has the highest rating of anybody who's not there. Certainly deserved to be there, but I guess he and Arjun and a few others will have to await their turns, but we'll see. So it's always interesting to follow.
I think the current format for qualification is a little bit suspect. I understand the need to balance having the opportunity for everybody to potentially qualify via open tournaments like the Grand Swiss or the FIDE World Cup, but to me it seems like a bit of a tragedy that neither Arjun nor Vincent qualified. I mean, you could maybe say Ali Reza, although he didn't play all the tournaments.
Yeah, I mean, you could say Vincent and Noterbeck. It's two obvious cases, and Arjun as well.
So many players, actually. Like Vincent, Kamer, Noterbeck, Abdustorov, Arjun. I mean, so many players could qualify, but I mean, we don't have so many spots, so it's like expected, kind of. But I mean, I'm sure that they will play sometime.
I think Absatarov should need to play in this tournament because, I mean, he was playing extremely good, but the only problem is like this big tournaments like Grand Swiss and World Cup, he's like not lucky, but in general he plays very well and he should need to play in this tournament for sure. I don't know, maybe Arjun or Vincent, like one of them.
And Noterbeck, he just kind of peaked at the wrong moment last year. I mean, like he had a great end of the year, but he had to have a great middle of the year, and so he had a poor middle of the year. But since then, he's been so strong in the last two events he's played.
If I were to look at my perfect candidates, I think I would probably replace Asipenko with Arjun and Bluebaum with Vincent Keimer. I mean, I think both those players deserve to qualify. Vincent especially, I think it's really, really insane that he's not there playing. Because in some ways, I would almost argue he's been the best player, maybe outside of Magnus, in the past 12 months.
But, Vincent had this kind of golden opportunity against Bluebaum. He's obviously, if he was in the candidates, we would say, yeah, totally normal, natural. He's one of the best players of last year. But he did have this kind of like, basically knockout against Bluebaum and didn't convert it. So it was also somewhat in his hands.
Arjun tried very hard also. Noterbeck also, I think. Maybe I go with Arjun, maybe. he wanted it a lot, so he deserved it probably. Looking the way he tried, and he always failed in the last moment, so he deserved it for sure.
And Arjun struggled a bit last year, yeah. So I think the year before he was super close. The year before that he was super close. He's been very close many times, but last year he didn't have his best year, sure.